Good evening. Welcome to the August 26th, 2025 regular meeting of the Attachment Unified School District's Governing Board. It is 5:01. And roll call, Ms. Barnes.
President Kaminsky.
Present.
Vice President Kelly.
Present.
Clerk Wood.
Present.
Trustee Cooper.
Present.
Trustee Christensen.
Present.
Trustee Napier.
Here.
Trustee Sweeney absent. Superintendent Bell.
Present.
And I'm Deanna Barnes.
Thank you, Ms. Barnes. Flag salute and moment of silent reflection. We are led tonight by Elizabeth Spoden, Golden Hills Vice Principal, who will be leading the flag salute, followed by a moment of silent reflection.
Right hand over your heart. Please begin. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may sit.
Thank you, Ms. Spoden. Item 2, approval of the agenda. Do I have a motion to approve the agenda as presented?
Kelly approved. Second.
It was motioned by Vice President Kelly, seconded by Trustee Cooper. The board approve the agenda. All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 6-0. General function. First item there is superintendent update. Mr. Bell.
Thank you, President Kaminsky. My first two slides actually should have been on my last report 2 weeks ago. I wanted to extend my thanks to the city of Tehachapi, Greg Garrett, and all team members who ensured that our crosswalks were repainted prior to the start of the school year. This was a great reminder to the community that the schools are starting, and also a great safe space for our students to cross at our intersections. So as they got through all of our schools there. Back to school night, I did post some photos here in regards to the Tompkins back to school night. All of our back to school nights are off and running at this point. I did miss the Golden Hills and CV one. I'm going to grab some photos hopefully for our next meeting. This is a great opportunity for our teachers and parents to get together to talk about classroom initiatives and expectations for the year. So it was a very festive environment. I love to see everybody out there. It was great. Last week, we started our first training on bullying and investigative training with the company S4 Maria Bravo. And she had 3 particular key areas that we covered, which were laws and policies related to bullying, reporting to incidents of bullying, and investigative protocols. She also included practice scenarios, giving our teams opportunities to practice with their team members at their table, which I thought was great. And this kind of helps set up a baseline for everything and the initiatives that I pushed off at the beginning of August with respect to bullying and our investigative processes. The team and I continue to look at our enrollment numbers. I added that last column, which helped us understand what our enrollment was looking like for the end of the second week last Friday. So we did decrease from our first day from 4203 to 4195. But you can see that our trend is still higher than the end of last year. So we've got a great trend moving in the right direction here with our enrollment numbers. With respect to our current attendance, the upper left-hand corner, that green box there at 95.73, that represents our attendance data as the end of Friday, last week, our first full week. Remember that our district goal is 95%, so at 95.73, we are above there. And the far right box, 96.18, That's the year-to-date attendance numbers for the school district, again, starting from the first day of school all the way through last Friday. The bottom box just gives us a notation of what's happening with respect to our attendance based on a monthly basis. And this is a 3-year trend. So the month of August, we are that high point at that 96 number, which is roughly around 1% higher than we have been in previous years with respect to our overall attendance. So again, I would like to thank all of our staff at the school site and our administration for really creating warm, welcoming environments for our students and allowing them or wanting them to be there, right, which will ultimately, in turn, help with student academic achievement, which will be really great. So I appreciate everybody for all the hard work on that. My last slide here is our upcoming dates. Again, talks about our upcoming back-to-school nights for JMS, THS, and TILA. Our Labor Day holiday, which is on September the 1st, and then our 3rd grade camps that are happening at Mountain Park. And I want to thank everybody who's participating in those 3rd grade camps that are taking place as well. And again, just want to thank our staff for the back-to-school nights and the festive environments that they're creating for all of our families to show up. Our next regular board meeting would be September the 9th at 5 p.m. here at the district office. And that's what I have for the evening.
Thank you, Mr. Bell. Any questions or comments from the board? TAT update. Ms. Smith?
Good evening, Superintendent Bell and members of the board. It's good to see you all again. My name is Jessica Smith. I'm the elementary vice president of TAT. I'm excited to share that our elementary back-to-school nights were last week and were a huge success. We had wonderful turnouts, and it was such a joy to see families connecting with teachers, staff, and setting a positive tone for the year ahead. The energy and enthusiasm from our students, families, and educators have truly set us on the right path for a great school year. This week, our secondary schools will be holding their back-to-school nights, and I know families will be just as encouraged as they come together with staff to build these important relationships and partnerships. The start of this year has been filled with momentum, excitement, and hope. On behalf of our union, I want to say how much we value the collaboration we share with Superintendent Bell and this board as we work together to support our students, our staff, and our entire community. We're looking forward to a fantastic year ahead. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Smith. CSEA update? Seeing none. Board communications? Anyone? I guess it's just me. I had the pleasure of going to the Cummings Valley and Golden Hills back-to-school nights. The rooms look great. The campuses look great. Teachers that I saw were friendly and big smiles. I have to apologize to Tompkins. I had a prior out-of-town commitment that Thursday, so I wasn't able to make the Tompkins one. But I'm looking forward to going to JMS, TILA, and THS later. I want to publicly thank whoever. Our church lost a dear friend Friday in the bicycle accident I'm sure you heard about. And I want to appreciate whoever was responsible for honoring DeRoy Crowell with a moment of silence before the football game. He attended just about every football game. And at 81, he was a true fan of Tehachapi and Tehachapi High School and Tehachapi sports. So thank you. No one else? Okay, I'm going to go to public comments. Let's see. Public comments will be allowed. The board president will recognize any member of the audience wishing to speak on items not on the agenda, but directly related to school business. Unless otherwise determined by the board, individual speakers will be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda item, and the board will limit the total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes. The president may allot time to those wishing to speak, but no action will be taken on matters presented, and no discussion of non-agenda items will occur. If appropriate, the president or any member of the board may direct that the matter be referred to the superintendent's office for placement on a future agenda. Now, we have a number of speakers tonight and a number of items. So I'm going to decide that everybody gets their 3 minutes, but strictly 3 minutes. First up, Mike Stowers.
Thank you. Good afternoon. Last week, my daughter alerted me that in her 6th period PE class at Jacobson Middle School, there was a boy dressing out in the girls' locker room for PE, and it's unacceptable to me. Boys should be in the boys' locker room, girls should be in the girls' locker room. The vice principal said that the school is following the direction of the state and their laws, but Title IX of the federal government, I think, supersedes that. So I'm asking you all to change this for our school district. I've given a letter to the superintendent to correct this issue, and I would like your guys' support on this. And I would like you to bring it up at the next board meeting as an agenda item.
Duly noted. Thank you, Mr. Stowers.
Thank you.
Laura Steinke.
Hi, I'm here to talk about the safe spaces, and we are here tonight because biological women are being denied single-sex safe spaces, and I'm asking the board to craft a resolution that would uphold women's rights to single-sex safe spaces. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Steinke. Danuta Stakowiak? Was I close?
Not remotely. Thank you for the opportunity to speak. My name is Danuta Stahoviak. As a local churchgoer and a former child, I'd like to share how prejudice and fear affected me growing up. I was raised in a conservative Christian household. I was a typical little girl. I loved Barbie and unicorns and Jesus. Growing up, I often heard about the importance of gender roles and the evils of those who defied them. I heard that gay people are pedophilic predators. I heard that they weren't born gay, they chose it. I heard that their love wasn't real. It was, in a sense, just pretend. So imagine my fear and self-hatred when, as a child, I realized I was attracted to my own gender. I realized I was the enemy. I was incapable of real love. I was destined to be a predator. I thought, if I couldn't succeed in bottling this up, perhaps the world would be better off if I was dead. I was a little girl. We know better now than we did when I was young. Science shows that being gay isn't a choice, and we know it isn't predatory. I know my love is real. So why are we repeating the same fears about transgender children, calling them fakes and treating them like predators, when the facts already show something very different? If we want to protect children, that must include protecting trans and gay children from prejudice. I know your hearts are for the students. Thank you, truly. So please, protect your LGBT children in the way my community failed to do for me. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Danuta. Don Wilder.
Good afternoon. My name is Reverend Dawn Wilder, and I'm the pastor of Emmanuel Lutheran Church in Bakersfield, a resident of Tehachapi, and a parent of children in TSUD. I believe in the separation of church and state, but when community members are using their so-called Christian values to cause harm, I feel it's my responsibility to speak out. To them I say, Jesus never told us to fear children or to cast out those who don't fit our expectations. Jesus said, whatever you do to the least of these, you do to me. And right now, the child being talked about in this room is the least of these. Vulnerable, singled out, and made into a problem. When we treat that child with suspicion and hostility, we're treating Christ himself that way. To our board, you may hear that allowing this child to use the girls' locker room puts others at risk. But discomfort is not danger. There is no evidence that inclusion increases harm. The real danger comes when adults teach children to see one of their classmates as a threat. That's how bullying grows. That's how violence escalates. As a parent, I have lived through what happens when a student becomes a target. It nearly cost me my own child. I will not stay silent while it happens again. Here in Tehachapi, we know the cost of ignoring this truth. Seth's law requires schools to protect students targeted for their identity. It's not merely compassion, it is the law. And for Christians, it is also the gospel mandate to protect, to include, and to love. Our children are watching us. Let them see a community that chooses love over fear, welcome over exclusion, and truth over rumor. That is the measure of who we are. Not how loudly we speak in fear, but how faithfully and boldly we act in love. Thank you.
Thank you, Reverend Wilder. Lori Cisneros.
Thank you for having me tonight and for the opportunity to speak to you. My name is Lori Cisneros. I am a trustee on the Kern County Board of Education. Tonight, I am speaking as an individual, not on behalf of the board. 2 weeks ago, the Kern County Board of Education voted unanimously to approve a resolution in support of Title IX. It went to national news. The board agreed that there are biological differences between male and female athletes that can create inherent advantages in competitive female sports. I have copies of this resolution for the board. Would it be okay to pass these out? Thank you. Please find the trustees and Superintendent Dr. John Mendeburow's signatures on the back of that resolution. This resolution was approved as legally sound by the KCBOE Legal Services team. Please consider following the KCBOE lead and writing your own resolution in support of Title IX. It is time to take a stand on this. There are 7 school districts and 2 county boards that have passed this exact resolution so far in California. The talk about boys and girls sports has raised debate on whether to allow biological males in biological females' private spaces on campuses such as locker rooms. The issue at hand is not about the boy wanting to be a girl. It's about the girls and their privacy and their safety in the girls' locker room. I want to be clear, the boy did nothing wrong. But if you allow this boy into the girls' locker room, you will have to allow all boys who want to be girls in that space. This boy that has come to our attention may not have malicious intent. He may keep to himself and be discreet while changing out for PE. The problem is the fact that no one except the boy really knows why he wants to be in the girls' locker room where the girls are undressing. Who will monitor this? How will you guarantee that this preteen boy will not have a surge of testosterone, which is naturally in his body, and not advance toward a girl undressing? How can you guarantee that an innocent preteen girl will not be personally violated by the exposure of the boy's male anatomy? Clearly, parents do not want their children or their girls exposed to this violation of privacy. If it's not this boy, it might be the next. It is your duty as trustees to protect the girls in their own locker rooms. This boy should be required to dress out for pee in the boys' locker room. If he's uncomfortable with that, please allow the boy to dress out for PE in a private boys' bathroom stall. He does not belong in the girls' locker room. Let's keep this about the girls. Thank you.
Thank you, Mrs. Cisneros. Gail Purdy. Oh.
Good evening to the board and good evening to the superintendent. I'm on the side of girls and their personal spaces. I had 3 brothers growing up, and we kept our lives separate, and I think that was appropriate. I agree with Lori in that it's about safety. It's about recognizing a personal choice. If girls choose to be girls, then girls should be able to have that private space and not have to share it with somebody who is not sure who they are. You know, it's okay that we all go through different phases and about a lot of different things we're not sure of and we're confused about. But given time, those things work themselves out, and I think that we shouldn't violate other people's privacy for our own benefit. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Purdy. Jim Pendleton. We'll move on to Ann Colleen. Elise Sotelo.
Good evening. Thank you for giving me this opportunity to speak. I am an educator in Kern County, not in Tehachapi. Don't hold that against me. This is my 26th year of teaching, and I just want to thank those of you on the board and the superintendency and other staff that are making the schools in Tehachapi safe and inclusive for all students. And I just wanted to share that as part of my compliance training that all teachers have to do at the beginning of the school year, we always complain about them, but you know, we have to do them, but we know they're important. And so we watch the videos, we take the quizzes. So one of the videos that I watched this fall was making schools safe and inclusive for LGBTQ plus students. All staff gets this video, I'm assuming our board, and the superintendency and other staff. So I learned in this video, or I was reminded, because I already knew this, First Amendment protects all students, their rights, and including LGBTQ students, to be out. And that means that protects them, that they can use the name and the pronoun that they wish. There's also the Equal Protection Clause of the 14th Amendment that protects LGBTQ plus students from harassment and discrimination. And I just, I'm listening to the other speakers, and I'm hearing a child being demonized by some and not all. But I just want to remind that the community, the staff, everyone in our schools are responsible for keeping our students safe and for making it welcoming and inclusive. So just wanted to share that. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Sotelo. Jesse Aguilar.
Good evening, everybody. I'm Jesse Aguilar. I'm a high school graduate of Tehachapi High School. Went to school, this was Wells Elementary. This might have been my classroom, actually. It looks very familiar. But I'm here, look, I'm not going to tell you anything you don't already know. You are all called trustees because the financial well-being and the well-being of the district staff and the students they serve have been entrusted to you. It's a serious and solemn responsibility, and one all of you should take to heart, and I'm sure you do. I ask that you listen to all voices, be inclusive of all points of view, and in the end, make decisions that are based in fact rather than opinion, and are grounded in truth rather than conspiracy, and serve the interests of all communities, not just those with the loudest voices. Look, the reality is this. In California, transgender and non-binary people have a legal right to use gender-segregated facilities, including locker rooms, that align with their gender identity, protected by the Unruh Civil Rights Act. Businesses, schools, and employers cannot deny access based on gender identity, gender expression, or sex. And I'm sure you've had conversations with your lawyers in regards to that. I'm sure the folks who talked earlier were not lawyers because they didn't seem to understand that that is the law. This reinterpretation of Title IX is still being litigated and has no basis on our law currently. So this board is restricted by law. You cannot go outside California law. So just keep that in mind. It's also my understanding that, look, the district is doing what they need to do within the law to take care of our students here in the district. That's my understanding when talking to teachers and talking to other folks. They care about the kids here, and they're trying to do the best that they can with the situation they have at hand and the legal restraints that they're dealing with. That's my understanding. So please, you're going to have a lot of folks here that are trying to agitate for political reasons in order to get newspaper headlines and get themselves on the TV news and stuff like that. Ignore all that. Please focus on the students, focus on the staff, focus on the district, and do the job that the law requires you to do. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Aguilar. Robin Whelan.
Thank you. I had 3 kids go through Tehachapi Unified. All have gone on to university, proud of all of them. I could have hung my kids up there, and I'd been just thrilled. One of my kids is transgender, so I have some experience in this. I'm super proud of them. They've grown into just a wonderful person. This is not a phase, and it's really disappointing to hear how little science is understood. It's like, at my age, when I did science, it was in junior high. They taught us very simplistic stuff. X, girl, X, Y, boy. We don't get into all the other factors, and there are so many, and it's not as cut and dry as all this. And it's like a lot of people just shut the junior high book for science and never went beyond that, and never really have the curiosity to learn any more about this. And then they are lashing out and putting these other people in harm simply because of ignorance, of not understanding that science is a lot trickier than this. I mean, not just in humans, but in other, and other animal forms that have the same issue where it's a lot more cloudy with gender. But it's definitely not just a phase or something someone chooses, because trust me, oh my gosh, to choose to be someone that half your community is hostile with is not something people choose. Especially when you're a kid, you just want to be, you want to feel belong, like you belong with them. You want to be part of the group. This is not, to misgender this child and say, well, they think they are, that's not fair either. And that's really abusive. That's not how a school is supposed to treat. I'm glad you guys took some anti-bullying stuff, and I wish it went to our entire community, because I think our entire community would benefit from this. To categorize trans people as predators or as sexual deviants, I mean, it's just bizarre, and it's wrong, and it's ignorant. Again, it just shows a lack of desire to learn further, and to hide behind, I don't know, fear. And I think if anything, that's what it is to try to make everyone fearful of these little kids. There's a 12-year-old, we're all supposed to be scared. Oh my gosh, we're gonna, grab our pearls because there's a 12-year-old. This 12-year-old's life matters. They're going through a lot, and they're doing it in an environment that's becoming more and more hostile. And they they are somebody that needs to be cared for. She is someone who needs to be cared for. And it's up to all of us to help them and not to give into this fear and this ignorance and these agendas that are just not right. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Wheeler. Lauren, I'm not going to even try your last name. For the record, state. Thank you.
That's fine. For the record, it is phonetic. It's Gazakanian. My name is Lauren Gazakanian. I am a parent of children in this district. My daughter is going to be attending JMS next year. And I am also here as a communications professional with 25 years of experience. I've done everything from run social media for international multi-million-dollar brands to races for state assembly. So let me say, first and foremost, that words matter. Words matter a lot. And gender dysmorphia is a recognized condition. This child is not someone going through a phase. This girl needs to be treated with respect. And that respect can literally save lives. Let me tell you what we have a problem with in this community. We have a problem with bullying. We have a problem with people taking out aggression on one another because they are different, and it has led to deaths of people in our middle school. Just last year, we lost a girl took her life because of bullying. So when I see leaders in our community, adults bullying children, that's a real problem. And it's not just a problem because it's inappropriate, it's a problem because it literally could lead to the loss of life. LGBTQ youth are 4 times more likely to commit suicide from their cisgender peers. And half of transgender youth have considered suicide, and that is primarily because they are bullied. If they are accepted by an adult, by a trusted adult, that suicide rate plummets. Seriously, looking a child in the eyes and saying, I see you, I accept you, I will call you by the pronouns that you want, I will call you by the name you want, I may not understand you, but I respect you, can save a life. So what's happening right now is, I think, a modern witch hunt. We have a witch hunt going on where we have leaders in our community against innocent children. And that is completely unacceptable. We've already gone through the legal things here, so I just want to take a moment because Lori Cisneros called out this student on social media and told people to come here and speak against that student. And since I have the floor, I'm going to go ahead and call her out because this was extremely inappropriate. This was bullying. As someone with 25 years of communications experience, if one of my candidates did this, I would yell at them. This was awful, and honestly, I think she should be ashamed of herself for coming up here and using more and misgendering this child and pretending like this child doesn't matter. Did she call the school? Did she do anything to inform herself about what was going on, or did she just razz the rabble? I don't even think any of us should be here right now because this is a non-issue. Thank you.
Thank you. Janine Adams.
Hello, board. Wow, I mean, what else can I say that's already been said? I've been here before, you know, public school strong, that's Janine Adams. Happy Labor Day! I'm part of SEIU 521, the largest union in the United States of America, including Canada, the international part, and parts of Southern America. And I support CTA, my fellow brothers and sisters in the union. I'm a concerned citizen. I've lived in Tehachapi for 7 years. I've been in Kern County for 32 years, and I have been at the Kern County Board of Superintendent of School Board meetings where Ms. Cisneros is on that board, and I have spoke out against her multiple times and her minions. I'm doing the same today. We need to support our children So what 7 counties have written letters? You can write a damn letter, it doesn't mean a thing. There are 58 counties in California. I don't care about 7 or 8 or 10. There are 58. You make up your own mind on which side of history you want to be on. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Adams. Irene Gracian. Annie Tintle.
President Kaminsky, there's a member of the audience asking if the name that you just called could go second.
After me.
Oh, okay.
Good evening. Thank you so much for giving us a moment. It's nice to be here. My issue doesn't have the same gravity as some of the things we've heard. I'm here tonight as a CTE teacher at THS, and just wanted to bring to your attention an issue that we kind of have in our program right now regarding teacher assistants or TAs within the classroom. I've been with Tehachapi School District. This is my 5th year, and my 1st year moving from English to a CTE course as a graphic design instructor, and which I really love, by the way. And one of the problems we've had is that a number of our teachers who are CTE qualified have not been able this year to access the option of TAs within their classrooms. Having taught from both sides of this, I just want to say how critical it is for a CTE teacher that works in a hands-on industry to have those students within the classroom who are a little bit advanced and able to carry forward and mentor other students in the classroom, since as teachers, we only have 2 hands, and I have a lot of classes with 35 students in them. And so, just like myself, there are a number of teachers who need that. So we are asking the board to consider bringing this up and helping us with a workaround. There are some great workarounds that we could apply to the situation. And the last thing I'm going to say is I was working on our grant today for our CTEG grant, CTEIG grant, and without TAs, many of our teachers are not in compliance with the grant. It says in the grant, we say that we offer these kinds of opportunities to students. They're very important, and I really hope that we can work this out together as a lovely community. So that's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Tintle. Okay, Ms. Gracian.
Hello, my name is Irene Gracian. I'm currently a student at THS. I have a couple classes I've had that has been needed of TAs. Last year I had a TA for one of my classes, woodworking, and it was a lot of help. This year I was hoping to go in and help him as well, but because of the new rule of them not having TAs, it's been hard on him and all the other teachers that have been needing them, since a lot of their classes are a lot of hands-on projects, and they have about like 30 kids in a class, and so it's just a lot of work on them to be having to deal with all of that on their own. So I think it's nice to have a little help from students that are qualified to help them out. Thank you.
Thank you. June Tintle.
Good evening. My name is June Tintle, and I'm a senior at Tehachapi High School. I'd first like to thank you for your time and this opportunity. I'm speaking this evening on the importance of student teacher aides for our career technical education classes. Teacher aides, our student teacher aides, help improve our student learning and efficiency. They provide leadership and mentor role opportunities for our advanced students. These roles strengthen our program reputations, helping with our class enrollment. Core academic classes all get TAs. CTE classes need them more. Thank you again.
Thank you. Wendy Carr?
Okay. Good afternoon, you guys. I am Wendy Carr. I teach digital photo at Tehachapi High School. My husband teaches wood shop. I kind of wrote out something, and then I'm just going to read it if that's okay. I want to speak about how the Career Technical Education Department has lost their TAs and how it's impacted us. For years, we've had TAs. They're an essential part of our classroom. Many students look forward to it. I have several students who've gone to summer school this year just so they could TA, and now we've taken that away from them. It's something that they work towards. That gives them pride and purpose. I think it's unfair to them and it's unfair to us. Our classes are extremely hands-on, and without the extra support, it's become much harder to teach the same standards and give each student the attention they need. Annie was just talking about, she teaches graphic design. In the next week, we have to get, I have 180 students, I teach at my prep, so does Annie. We have to get them all onto Adobe, which is quite a task in itself. And I used to have 2 TAs because our principal thought we needed more. Now we have 0. So what last year took me 2 weeks with 2 TAs, the year before, last year it took me over a month just to get them on to Adobe. It's crazy. We also have safety concerns. For example, in our wood shop, one teacher is responsible for 35 students working with power tools. If the phone rings, he then has to gather everybody up, take them back into the classroom just to answer the phone, or let it ring. I mean, what's the option? It's not effective or safe for our learning environment. But we found a solution. We are working with our superintendent here. We found a code that gives students that could work for work experience. This fulfills our grant, and so it's like a win-win for all of us. I actually wrote out a course description for every single one of our courses, our CT courses, submitted it last week to our principal. We were hoping it would have been here for you guys to approve, so our teachers, so our TAs could, start next week. Let's see. Our CTE, yeah, we did the groundwork. We've got these course descriptions. I gave you guys each a folder with them. We have some letters from some of our TAs in the past. So if we can get this work experience thing through, it'll fulfill our CTE grant requirements. It strengthens our program, ensures compliance, and preserves the quality and safety of instruction. We had hoped that tonight it would have been approved, but we're hoping that you guys will help us make this happen for our kiddos. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Carr. Peyton Segale?
Hi, I'm Peyton, and I'm a senior at Tehachapi High School this year. I have taken photography and woodshop, 2 years of photography, and last year I'd helped out the beginner class to where Ms. Carr could help put more focus on one student at a time, and I'd also, during class, I would help out Mr. Carr in his woodshop class because, like Ms. Carr said, he can't leave the classroom to go answer the phone when it would ring, or like if someone else needed help, he couldn't just help one kid, so he needed another person to help him. And so that's why they should get TAs.
Thank you. Beth Parks?
Hi, my name is Beth Parks. I'm a student at THS. I'm a junior. I've been doing digital photo for 2 years now. And I was about to have the opportunity to TA for Ms. Carr. And for me, that would be super helpful because I want to be able to go into the career space of digital photography. And so TAing for Ms. Carr, I would be able to get that hands-on experience. And I would be then sitting in a class doing nothing. And I know that's the same for many other students who want to go into that career space. It's really helpful for getting that hands-on work, especially for someone who's been in that professional space. And I also know that there's at least like 38 spots of career technical education classes that could have TAs, and that those opportunities could be given to other students that are not being given because of this mandate. And I think it would be incredibly helpful for careers going forward for not just me, but anyone else and students for the years to come if we could be given that opportunity to work with them. Thank you.
Thank you. Abigail Gorbani.
Hi, my name is Abigail Gorbani. I'm a junior at THS, and I want to talk about the importance of having a teacher's aide. My freshman year of high school, I was super nervous, and I didn't know a lot of people. And when I walked into Mrs. Carr's class, her teacher's aide made me feel super welcome, and she made me feel like I belonged. She even inspired me to take Mrs. Carr's advanced digital photo class, which I'm glad I took. I want the opportunity to make other kids feel like they belong and inspire them on their careers as well. Thank you.
Thank you. Jenny Jolly. Ms. Jolly, before you start, you have two public comments.
Yes.
They are as different as different can be.
Yes.
So you have 3 minutes for each one.
Okay, perfect.
All right.
All right. Good evening. I'm here again tonight because I refuse to let the district sweep my son's situation under the rug. From the very beginning, the handling of this so-called investigation has been improper, unprofessional, and in direct violation of my son's rights. First, I was told the student statements I requested did not exist because the students had been questioned by TPD, not school administration. Later, Ms. Lubatique told me directly that she questioned students but neglected to take statements. Yet, now we know that the statements were in fact taken, and those statements are in the hands of our lawyer, on district letterhead, no less, including the edited one that was provided to me but never turned over to the police department. The revision shows the student who actually did this changing his statement after my son was arrested, and the changes are written in Ms. Hoffman's handwriting, according to Ms. Lubatique. This raises extremely serious concerns about how this process was handled and whether the district has attempted to conceal or manipulate critical information. Let's recap. The student who actually did this has now changed his story twice. The teacher who was present has changed her statement. The administration has changed its version of events multiple times. All of this, every contradiction, is documented in writing, on video, and with witnesses. Let me add, 3 other students who were confirmed to have set Chromebooks on fire at JMS were not arrested and did not face nearly the consequences my son has, who, I remind you, did not even do this. So I want to ask you directly, Mr. Bell, what do you plan to do to clear my son's name and make this right? I do appreciate that students were at least questioned the day we last spoke, but since then I've heard nothing further from you. Meanwhile, my son continues to carry the weight of these false accusations while the district has done nothing to clear him. You told me that the administration now understands your expectations moving forward to properly take statements, copies, and so on, but that does nothing to fix the damage already done. While I understand you were not here when this incident occurred, I told you before you are now in charge and this is your responsibility. This is your circus. Again, I ask you, what are you going to do to make this right? Last year I told you all that I was not dropping this. I meant it then, and I will say it again now. I am not going away. I am fully committed to exposing this district's corruption as a whole, not just in my son's case. I will continue to pursue justice for him by every means available, including legal action. My next point.
Let me just make sure Mr. Crum restarts the clock.
It won't be 3 minutes, I promise.
Okay, go ahead.
I have a serious and alarming concern, the lack of functioning cameras on campus. At one point, I was told I could review footage of the events on the day of my son's arrest. Later, I was told that no such footage exists. So which is it? If cameras exist in the office, why are they not working? And if there are no cameras in the classrooms or the office, why has the district failed to make this a priority? This is not just about my son's case. It is about the safety, accountability, and transparency of every campus. Cameras protect students from harm, protect staff from false accusations, and protect the district from claims of mishandling. With all the claims of bullying, I would think the district would want this. Yet here we are, left in the dark, forced to question whether the district is being honest and whether it even values the safety and rights of our students. I strongly urge the district to immediately address this glaring issue. Cameras must be installed and fully functioning in classrooms, offices, and other key areas across the campus. Doing so would prevent confusion and conflicting stories in the future, and it would demonstrate a true commitment to transparency, accountability, and student safety. Anything less is unacceptable. Without proper cameras, the community is left in the dark, and as we've seen, that leads to mistrust, harm, and the appearance of a cover-up. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Jolly. Our next item is the consent agenda. In order to promote efficient meetings, the board may bundle a number of items and act upon them together by a single vote through the use of a consent agenda. Consent items shall be items of a routine nature and items for which board discussion is not anticipated and for which the superintendent recommends approval. When any board member requests the removal of an item from the consent agenda, the item shall be removed and given individual consideration for action as a regular agenda item. Is there any trustee that wishes to remove an item from the consent agenda for individual consideration? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented?
Kelly, I make the motion. Second.
It was motioned by Vice President Kelly and seconded by Trustee Christensen for the board to approve the consent agenda. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Ms. Barnes, if you'd note at 5:24, Trustee Sweeney arrived. New business, number 1, approval of provisional internship permit, PIP, for the 2025-2026 school year, multiple subject, Lynch. Does the board have any questions or comments for this item? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the provisional internship permit, PIP, for the 2025-2026 school year, multiple subject, Lynch?
Kelly, I make the motion.
I'll second.
Is motion by Vice President Kelly, seconded by Trustee Cooper, that the board approve the provisional internship, PIP, for the 2025-2026 school year, multiple subject, Lynch. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Next item, approval of the agreement between Bethany Zoller, Insights Assessments and Counseling, and the Tehachapi Unified School District. Does the board have any questions or comments for this item? Seeing none, do I have a motion to approve the agreement between Bethany Zoller, Insights Assessments and Counseling, and Tehachapi Unified School District?
I move.
Kelly, a second.
It was motioned by Trustee Christensen, seconded by Vice President Kelly. The board approved the agreement between Bethany Zoller, Insights Assessments and Counseling, and Tehachapi Unified School District. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carries 7-0. Number 3, appointment of Facilities Advisory Committee. Mr. Intezari.
All right. Thank you, President Kaminsky. So as outlined in the bylaws, the Tehachapi Unified School District established the Facility Advisory Committee to serve in an advisory capacity to the board and the district office. The committee is composed of parent representatives from each of our 6 school sites, community members, employee organization representatives, a student and a board member, and I serve as the district facilitator. This evening, we're asking the board to formally appoint applicants to the available seats. So before you is just the packet by school. I don't know if you don't necessarily vote, right? Just collectively, you decide who the board wants to appoint for each seat. And so it's kind of a timely process, just to be transparent. But, so just give you time to review, just starting from the beginning. I do have to note that TILA did not receive any applicants, so we will just fly that again. And then Mr. Carlos Acevedo requested to remove his application. Any questions?
I have a comment. Yeah, to the public there, this is going to be a bit lengthy and quite boring for you guys to hear us sit there and stare at us reading these applications here together. If we want to maybe take a quick break, let people take off, and then we can come back and reconvene, maybe a 5-minute break, let the public leave, and then we can come back, and those who want to stare at us while we read, they can do that.
That's fine. We'll take a short break to review these items at 5:56. See, I did what you did. It's 6:07. We are resuming our meeting. Again, this is item 3 under new business, appointment of Facilities Advisory Committee. Mr. Hojat Intezari, what do you wish to say?
Thank you, President Kaminsky. Do you want me to start again, or I can just take it from where we left off, correct? Okay, excellent. So we did not receive a large amount of applicants for all seats, so you'll find that there are asterisks for those that are duplicated. We simply ask that the board just find applicants that they would like to select, and then just because you selected for the first seat and then we move on in an effort to efficiently fill the seats, let's say you selected someone in a group that had 4 applicants and then they're the only applicant for a seat further down the list, you're certainly welcome to go back and revise your selection if there's an intent to maximize the amount of seats, or if you'd like us to just proceed. One of the things that was brought to my attention as a possibility was, as you noticed, TILA does not have an applicant, but we do have the administrator for TILA that applied for a different seat, for the confidential management seat. So it is at your discretion if you would like to fill the vacant application seat with that administrator in order to, more efficiently fill the vacancies. But that is at your discretion. And we'll just work our way from the top. If there's any questions, please feel free, take your time. Any questions before we start, or are we ready to jump into Cummings Valley Elementary?
We're ready to start with Cummings Valley. Before we start on Cummings Valley, I just want to share with the board, and you can take it for what it's worth. I wanted 3 current members of the committee that applied to be on this new committee, and I checked their names, and then I went back and decided, in some cases, I felt they were pretty equal and would be responsible. And so if whoever I checked, the board feels differently, that's fine by me. And we'll just do each school site as a consensus. And then the final list, we'll take a vote on that. So for Cummings Valley, we had Philip Coates and Megan First.
And what is it that you want from us to go? I have Philip Coates for
Or
mine.
whoever, yeah.
So do you want to go down the line? Is that what
We're going to go
do?
each site,
Okay.
yeah, down the line.
All right.
Anybody have their opinion?
So I have Megan.
Okay. I have Megan as well.
I had Philip on my list.
Is that what you have? Go ahead and tell them. There. Yeah, go ahead and tell them that that's the one that you want.
Okay. I have Philip on mine.
Who did you have, Jackie?
Philip.
Oh, okay.
I also have Philip.
Okay. That's 4, so it's Philip.
All right, thank you very much. So moving on to Golden Hills Elementary.
We only have one.
I take that one.
Me too.
I mean, it is at the board's discretion, nothing against Sarah, but your option is if you did not
Seeing her
want to make a
application,
choice.
she's more than qualified.
Yeah, no, she's good.
Great.
For Tompkins, I had Corey Costello.
I have Danielle for that one.
I have Danielle as well because I made sure Corey was the community member. because that's what his current position is on the committee.
I like
so.
to change things up. Because I had somebody else in those positions, so there.
I also have Danielle.
You're nodding,
Danielle.
Add Corey.
okay.
I have Corey.
So we have 4 for Danielle, is that correct?
I think it was 4-3, yeah, Danielle.
Yeah, okay, so Danielle Alonso. Okay,
On to Jacobson Middle School, 2 applicants.
I have Thomas Smith.
I have Thomas.
I have Amanda.
Ditto. Ditto who? Amanda.
Thomas.
I had Amanda.
You get to break it.
I also had Amanda.
4-3, Amanda.
I'm shaking my
So we have 1 seat for Tehachapi High School and 6 applicants.
I
Or-
have Pamela Mangelsdorf.
Okay.
I had Pamela Mangelsdorf also.
So I had Phillips, but I'm changing to Pamela.
I have Pamela also.
Okay, it's Pamela Mangelsdorf for THS.
Okay, so seeing no, there were no applications for TILA, we can go to the
Actually-
community applicants.
Mr.
There-
Intezari, I'm going to
No.
write in Bonnie Porter for Tila.
Yeah,
Okay.
we discussed during the break, and I actually approached Dr. Porter and see if she minded being the representative of TILA instead of, what was it, confidential management. She agreed. So does any board member wish to, or is against that?
No, I'm good with that.
Okay. And
Okay, so we have
CSEA members, I'm
3
sorry,
community
member.
members, so you'll pick 3.
I had Ryan Grimes, Thomas Smith, and Corey Torres.
Can we do this differently and vote for the one we, say the one we didn't do, so we can keep a name
Oh,
straight?
okay.
Does that work?
Well,
I mean, I
Well,
can
Thomas
sort of,
Smith is, didn't we already? Oh, no, we didn't, okay.
well, like I say, because I had Corey Costello at Tompkins, and so that. My list is different.
Okay,
Okay,
so
so who-
if it helps, I did not pick Thomas.
neither did I.
Same.
Did not.
Did not, yes.
That's only 3, though.
No, I had
Because she
Thomas
picked
Smith
Thomas, so that's
because I
fine.
had Corey,
Yeah.
I had Corey Costello at Tompkins, so that's,
Still at 3 for not Thomas. Does that make, right?
Right,
Is that
right.
Okay.
so I guess we're changing ours to Corey Costello, Ryan Grimes, and Corey Torres, correct?
So far, but that's, we don't have a
We don't have a.
consensus.
That would be what I vote for. What you just said.
What I just said.
Mhm.
So does she have no Thomas?
Did anybody else not vote for Tom?
Well,
I'll just say it so it can be done. Okay.
No Thomas?
How about this? If you're in favor of the grouping Corey Costello, Ryan Grimes, and Corey Torres, say yes or no.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, that was easy.
She's in the positive instead of negative. It was crazy.
Okay, for the CSEA position, Amanda is on as the JMS representative, so Raymond Schmidt.
that's what?
Yep.
That's why I,
Yep.
Perfect.
And then Tehachapi Association of Teachers representative. I selected Monica Nadon.
I have Deborah Heberly.
I've got Heberly.
I have Deborah.
I have Monica.
So I've got 5 votes.
We need,
One more, at least one more. 3 for Deborah, 4 for Deb. Okay.
I had Monica.
So 4 to Deb. About an even split.
just to verify, because his mic wasn't on, trustee Christensen, you're voting for Deborah Haberly, okay. So it's Deborah Haberly.
I think Michael Grimes was the majority, yes?
Yes, Michael Grimes.
And I'm going to stay out of the last one. I'm going to recuse myself if I have to.
I have Grayson Kelly.
Ditto. Grayson's the only applicant, so his dad did recuse.
I think Grayson's a good choice.
I do too. There we go.
Okay.
I hope that was
All right. I think we have what we need. Thank you very much.
No, we have to
Do
vote.
you want to review?
I'm going to ask
Okay,
for a
you're going to call
motion.
them?
I need a motion to approve Philip Coates, Sarah Parton, Danielle Alonso, Amanda Ramirez, Pamela Mangelsdorf, Bonnie Porter, Corey Costello, Ryan Grimes, Corey Torres, Raymond Schmidt, Deborah Haberly, Michael Grimes, and Grayson Kelly to be appointed to the Facilities Advisory Committee.
I'll make the motion.
I'll second. Oh, look at us all.
There's a motion by trustee Napier, seconded by trustee Sweeney, that the Facilities Advisory Committee, as named, be appointed to the committee. All in favor, say aye.
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 Any opposed? Motion carries 7-0.
I have a request to the superintendent. Could we have Mr. Intezari provide us an update on the Facility Advisory Committee? We haven't had an update in quite a while, except for the master plan update, but just kind of overall what you guys are working on, what's going on, if you can give us an
I
update
think
here.
Mr. Corey Costello came to present at a meeting towards the end of the year, but
Right.
we can certainly meet
Yeah.
more in the middle to provide
Yeah,
an
I'd like not
update.
to wait a year if we could to get an update.
Okay.
Thank you.
Would you like the applications back?
Okay, excuse me. Item 4, approval of declaring certain district property as surplus, obsolete, from Nutrition Services, Tehachapi High School, and the district office. Any questions or comments from the board? It's a roll call vote, I'm sorry, I need a motion first.
I'll motion.
Kelly, a second.
It was motioned by trustee Sweeney, seconded by Vice President Kelly. The board approved declaring certain district property as surplus / obsolete from Nutrition Services, Tehachapi High School, and the district office. Roll call vote, Ms. Barnes?
President Kaminsky.
Aye.
Vice President Kelly.
Aye.
Clerk Wood.
Aye.
Trustee Cooper.
Aye.
Trustee Christensen.
Aye.
Trustee Napier.
Aye.
Trustee Sweeney. Aye. Thank you.
Item passes 7-0. Item 7, future items. Trustee Napier just added one. Thank you. Anybody else?
And Superintendent Bell, no hurry on that, just get something on the calendar the next couple months, would be great.
And next item is public comments for closed session. Public comments must be on any of the 3 items listed. I got to move my cursor down. Item 1, hearing to consider readmission after pupil expulsion, Education Code Sections 48916 and 35146, student case number 2024-2025, number 1. Item 2, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9, D1, one case, OAH case number 20250-41002. And 3, public employment, title Director of Maintenance and Operations. Is there any public comment? Seeing none, I am adjourning at 6:21 to go into closed session. Oh, I hate when this.
What is tomorrow?
27th, Wednesday.
8/27.
We're still hit.
1, 2, 3,
I don't think
4,
we need to
5,
do
6,
that,
7.
do we?
Hmm?
I don't think I need to be
No.
doing that.
I gotta see the clock, okay.
Seven, five.
Okay, it is 7:52, and we are coming back from closed session. I have 2 items to report back on. Number 1, hearing to consider readmission after pupil expulsion, Education Code Section 48916 and 35146, student case number 2024-2025, number 1. Board of Trustees of the Tehachapi Unified School District, after having reviewed the evidence presented to the board on August 26, 2025, finds and orders as follows. The board finds that student number 1 has fulfilled the requirements of the rehabilitation plan and is hereby readmitted to Tehachapi Unified School District effective August 26, 2025. It was passed with a motion by Trustee Kelly and seconded by Trustee Cooper. And it's a roll call vote. Ms. Barnes?
President Kaminsky.
Aye.
Vice President Kelly.
Aye.
Clerk Wood.
Aye.
Trustee Cooper.
Aye.
Trustee Christensen.
Aye.
Trustee Napier.
Aye.
Trustee Sweeney. Aye. Thank you.
Motion carries 7-0. Number 2, conference with legal counsel, existing litigation pursuant to Government Code Section 54956.9D1, one case, OAH case number 20250411002. The board voted to accept the settlement agreement. It was motioned by Vice President Kelly, seconded by Trustee Christensen. And I don't believe we need a roll call vote on that. I do? Okay.
President Kaminsky.
Aye.
Vice President Kelly.
Aye.
Clerk Wood.
Aye.
Trustee Cooper.
Aye.
Trustee Christensen.
Aye.
Trustee Napier.
Aye.
Trustee Sweeney. Aye. Thank you.
Motion carries 7-0. Number 3, we are not reporting out at this time. And that leaves us to item 12, adjournment. We are adjourned at 7:54.